Hi, my name is Nina Faye, and this TikTok account is OK Groomer. Okay? Today I want to give examples of what I would look for if I was ever a parent when my child was in the education system, and how to maybe be situationally aware that we live in a society that contains groomers. Which, quick definition, gotta love Google. Grooming is when someone builds a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with the child or young person so they can manipulate, exploit, and abuse them. And to this end, I want to just make really clear that grooming is an abusive act. It typically can come before more aggressive forms of violence, but the grooming itself is abusive. So yeah, if I ever had a child, I would be wary of the following folks. I would be wary of teachers who are highly decorated, have tons of Teacher of the Year awards, and tends to be quote unquote somebody that everybody loves, right? Any teachers that use slang or vernacular that's typical to young students really often, or seem to be in the know about like what's what. Teachers that look for opportunities to spend time outside of school with a student. Teachers that give gifts or are typically, maybe it seems that they give one student or a group of students a lot more attention than the other students. And with that, they might give them gifts to those specific students because they know a lot about them. Teachers who seem maybe a little too comfortable or like super friendly and maybe treat students more like peers than students. And as someone who now has been both a teacher and a student before, how teachers should act with one another versus how you should act with a student is what I'm saying. So you should never joke about certain things with students that you maybe would with a colleague in your own time away from students having a conversation with another adult, right? Those should be different. They should not look similar. And if they look similar, that's a red flag. I want to also just really make clear that any one or two of these factors about a person may not mean that they are anyone who has any malicious intent. These are just behaviors my personal groomers indicated and showed, and now I've read articles that back this information that I'm sharing with you. I'll add resources in the back in 1 second with the green screen. Because essentially, teachers who are highly decorated or all those things I just said, one of the tactics somebody who is an abuser might use that for is to give them leverage over the student, as a way to allow the abuse to continue, and a way to make it much more difficult for them to speak out against this person, right? Any regular teacher, it might feel easy to say they are X. But if they are that teacher, it's much more difficult. Or you feel a lot more societal pressure will be put upon you because it's a teacher of a higher status. And this sort of can be applied to different groups as well, in situations. So maybe like if you go to religious groups, even like your family members, like things like maybe signaling out a sibling, treating one person different than the other. You can kind of take this and apply it to different situations. I'm just speaking specifically on education because I literally have, like, I don't have to read articles to prove that this happens because it happened to me many times. Just scroll down this page and you'll... Yeah, so those are some red flags for people who may have not wonderful intent. And to sort of put this all in summary, a lot of the things I just named sounded positive, right? They're not malicious or like horrible tactics that other, I think, forms of aggression look like. They look sometimes like positives, right? Especially when I mentioned gift giving, because I had teachers who also gave me gifts who were wonderful teachers, who were not groomers, right? It's really just context, right? So that teacher who gave me those gifts, like, they gave everyone gifts like that. That was for all the students. So if your child is being singled out by a teacher, or like, again, if they try to find ways, or if your child ever mentions that they're alone with the person, or they're trying to carve out time alone with your child, like, that is a very big red flag. I'm not trying to do any scare tactics on this app either, or this account. I'm really just trying to be honest. And I'm trying to tell y'all what I wish people would have told my parents and what I wish I was told when I was that age. That is the intent of this whole account. Because I think the only way we change it is through community change and community accountability, and through people listening to survivors. So thank you for listening to this TikTok. Again, I'm Nina. Please follow for more. Have a great day and stay safe.